May the words of my mouth and the feelings in my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. May the words of my mouth and the feelings in my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Song imrefi vegion libi lefanecha Adonai surim
Page 364. We rise as we turn to open the Ark for Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udavar Adonai Merushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה, ומתנשא לכל ראש. שישו את ירושלים גילובה, גילובה כלוה והכלוה והשישו את ירושלים גילובה, גילובה כלוה על חומותייך ירבי רבקה שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה, על חומותייך ירבי רבקה שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה. שישו את ירושלים גילובה, גילובה כלוה והכלוה והשישו את ירושלים גילובה, גילובה כלוה אל תירא ואל תחת עבדי יעקב, כי יפוצו מצנעך. אל תירא ואל תחת עבדי יעקב, כי יפוצו מצנעך מפניך. שישו את ירושלים גילובה.
Please be seated.
כלוה והשישו את ירושלים גילובה, גילובה כלוה, גילובה כלוה, גילובה כלוה
When you come off the beam and you realize there's nobody over there. Rabbinic improv. This Shabbat, we read the final portion in the book of Genesis. Can't believe we've made our entire way through Genesis over recent months, and next week, as we install our new leadership, make sure you join us for that, we will turn to a new book as well. If my memory is functioning correctly, I believe next week also marks 33 years. Lamed Gimel, Lag, as in Lag BaOmer. Since I had the privilege, and I even got to see a picture earlier today, of standing beneath the chuppah right here at Beth Israel with Michelle and Ken and Rabbi Shelley Donnell. And so I would like to invite Michelle and Ken, who will not be here next weekend when it's their actual anniversary, for the honor of reciting the blessing over tonight's Torah reading. Does it seem like a century ago? Oh no, it's just last century.
We look exactly the same.
All of us.
All of us.
You don't look the same.
Yeah. Thank you. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. What immediately precedes what I'm about to read, the end of the book, is the death and burial of Jacob. Vayir'u achei Yosef ki met avihem, and the brothers of Joseph saw that their father had died. Vayomru lu yistamenu Yosef v'hashev yashiv lanu et kol hara'ah asher gamalnu oto. And they said, let us be clever in dealing with Joseph, lest he think to repay us for all the evil which we did to him. V'yitzavu el Yosef, and so they spoke to Joseph, saying, Avicha tziva lifnei moto lemor. Your father commanded thus just before his death. Ko tomru liyosef, ana sa na pesha achicha, v'chatatam, ki ra'a gmalucha. Please, lift up, raise up, wipe clean, as it were, the iniquity of your brothers and their sin for the evil that they performed towards you. Va'ata sana lefesha abdei Elohei elav. And Joseph wept upon hearing their words. V'yelchu gam echav v'yiplu lifanav, and his brothers also went and stood before him. The servants of Egypt had done this a few verses earlier before what I read. And they prostrated themselves before him. V'yomru hinenu lecha la'avadim. And they said to him, behold, we are now your servants. By the time we get to next week's book, avadim doesn't just mean servants, it means slaves. Vayomar alehem Yosef, and Joseph said to them, Al tira'u, do not be afraid. Ki hatachat Elohim ani? Do you think that I have taken the place of God? Va'atem chashavtem alai ra'ah. Yes, you thought to do something bad to me. Elohim chashava l'tovah, but God had this as part of the plan for good. Laman aseh kayom hazeh lahachayot im am rav. That God foresaw this day that we together would become a numerous people. Va'ata al tira'u. Don't be afraid. Ani achalkel etchem ve'et tapchem. I am going to provide resources, all that you need for you and your children. V'yinachem otam, and he comforted them. V'yidaber al libam v'yeshev Yosef b'mitzrayim hu uvet aviv. And so he spoke right to their very hearts, and mind you, they are now, when this interchange is taking place, they're actually in Hebron, because they had gone back to the ancestral burial place to bury their father, the cave of Machpelah. And so Joseph returned and remained in Egypt. Hu uvet aviv. He remained, and so did all of the house of his father. Vayechi Yosef Me'av Eser Shanim, and Joseph lived 110 years. Vayar Yosef le'Ephraim b'nei Shloshim, gam b'nei Machir ben Menashe Yuldul al Berchei Yosef. And he saw his own children and the children of his children who had been born on his very need. Vayomer Yosef el Echav, and Joseph said to his brothers, Anochi met, I am going to die. Ve'Elohim pakad yifkod etchem, but God etchem this and will take you to the land which was sworn to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. V'yishava Yosef et b'nei Yisrael lemor, and Joseph made them swear an oath, saying, Pakod yifkod Elohim etchem, v'haletem et atzmotai mizeh. God will remember you and care for you, and you shall bring my bones, my remains, up from this place. If you recognize that line, that's because it was in Cecil B. DeMille's 10 Commandments. V'yamat Yosef ben Me'av Eser Shanim, and Joseph died at 110 years. V'yachantu oto v'yasem ba'aron b'mitzrayim. And they embalmed him and placed him in a coffin in Egypt. And when we finish a book of Torah, we rise, if we're able, and we recite these words. Repeat after me. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek.
Nitchazek.
Strength, strength, may we strengthen one another.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natav v'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Passes in the blink of an eye. Please be seated. While the Torah is still with us out of the ark, we turn our thoughts to those who could use the blessing of healing, of refuah and shleimut, of wholeness. This Shabbat we remember Hull Bailey, Sue Ray Bishop, Gavin Brannon, Lauren Rosenbaum Brown, Ruth Corder, Philip Gordon, Bill